Hey, Jason Fladlien here, and if you want to truly master one of the most powerful, persuasive principles that makes you big profits, you gotta know scarcity, you gotta know urgency, and specifically how to deploy it in an ethical way. So you have not just short-term success, but long-term success. Bottom line is, if you want to make big bucks, you need to master urgency. In this video, I'm gonna give you 10 very specific examples of how you can tap into what I call the powerful, ethical scarcity equation. Now, it's important we set some ground rules before we go any further here. Scarcity done incorrectly can still sell really crappy products really effectively, but then we get buyer's remorse. So that's what urgency is at its worst. At its best, does it help somebody make a committed decision to a worthy ideal? Unfortunately, we're programmed to be indecisive by nature. We're not even sure if we should make a decision on any decision. And so at its best, when it's done correctly, it helps the best people connect with the best ideals. Now, specifically, the equation is really simple. Truth plus believability equals powerful, ethical scarcity. So we'll talk deeply about truth, and then we'll talk about believability. So let's break it down. Number one, if too many had this, it may lose its effectiveness. This is a frame that I've used multiple times in my career and made multiple millions of dollars as a result. We employed this once upon a time with a software that helped Amazon sellers. And what we discovered is we could put brand new products in very prominent places on Amazon, and that wasn't a good thing. So we had to take great care to make sure that the effectiveness of the software was deployed by the proper Amazon sellers. We first rolled it out for 100, and then we rolled it out up to 300 users, and then we capped it at 500. We sold 500 users of software ultimately at $10,000 a year. So you do the math on that. 500 times $10,000 a year. Very, very profitable, but at the same time, incredibly believable. It helped people understand, should I use this software? Should I not use the software? I better pay attention. That scarcity focused attention, and it focused a decision. Should I do this or not? Number two, it's a lot of manual labor, so I'm reserving it for those who are most committed. We did this for a product where we were the exclusive marketing partner, and one of the questions I asked them is, what are some of the bonuses you used in the past to really spice this offer up that you no longer use? And so they said, well, we used to sit down and manually create a list of 20 leads per person who bought this offer. So we would point them in the direction to get them started prospecting. And I said, great. Can we do it again? And they said, nope, under no circumstances will we ever do that again. And I said, okay, but if you could do it again, and we went back and forth, and they said, okay, we'll do it for 20 people. And I said, can you do it for 500 people? And we ended up on a number. I think it was about 200 people. I didn't want to give it just to the first 200 people that bought the product. I wanted to reserve this bonus for those who were most likely to use it. And so we would get on these webinars, and I would only offer it to people who were live on the webinar who had been there for over 2.5 hours. Because I said, if I had to bet on anybody, I'd bet on you. Here's why this is useful from a perspective beyond just scarcity. Scarcity will get the people committed, it will get them buying, and if it's commitment in the right direction, it will more likely create more success stories. And then those success stories help spread word of mouth and kick in the virility to really take the brand up to the next level. So another very powerful frame here, if it's a lot of manual labor, I'll do it reluctantly, but I'm reserving it for those who are most committed. Are you one of them? If so, you better act now to get this deal. Number three, my favorite, I am contractually obligated. Longest webinar I ever did was 14 hours. And it was insanity, but the reason I went 14 hours is because I was under contractual obligation that I could only sell the product for the duration of the webinar. And in fact, it wasn't one product, it was 25 different products. So think like Home Shopping Network, QVC. So we'd go out to these brands and we'd say, what are these old products that you have that are still relevant, that are super valuable? And what's the lowest price you ever sold them at? And some of these products were now retailing for $2,000 that maybe were kicked off originally at $500. And we would try to negotiate them to sell these products for $50 or $100. And the only way I could make deals like that work is if I signed an agreement with them saying that this will only ever be allowed on this webinar with no replays and under no conditions or circumstances, because there was real concern that other people who had paid full price for them might get all bent out of shape. And so that's how we finagled that deal. And I was able to go out to 25 different vendors, put that together, and then we launched this massive webinar. It was pure madness. But we had all these people on there, and they walked away with some really killer deals. And they won, we won, but I could show contracts. I could say, I can't sell this to you afterwards, even if I wanted to. And I want to, but I can't. And they said, that makes sense. I'll take a look at it. If I like it, I'll buy it. Number 4, I haven't prettied it up yet. So the other version of this is what I'd call the brown paper bag close. I said, listen, if I had the Mona Lisa and we just put it in a brown paper bag and slid it across the table to you, isn't it still the Mona Lisa? It's still as valuable whether it's hanging up in the art house or if it's in the corner of a dark warehouse. And so unfortunately, most people, they need the bells and the whistles. They need the gift wrap and the packaging to look beautiful regardless of what's inside of it. So once we go and do all of that stuff, we'll charge the appropriate price in the marketplace for those individuals. But if you just want what's in the package, which is what really matters, I believe we have that, and I want to get it in your hands as fast as possible. Because any moment I delay on doing that, I'm not really helping you. So we've sold products without members areas. We've sold products where we've essentially said, listen, I don't know if it's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9 modules. So are you okay with that? It's going to be a little bit chaotic. However, you get first mover advantage, which is really important, and you get the best deal that I will ever sell it at. Are you in? Number 5, I hook up my favorite peeps. So I did this one especially early on in my career where I'd say, hey, listen, when I roll this product out, I got to pay affiliates 50% commission. I got to pay ad networks. I got to pay other people as well to help me scale this out and so on and so forth. So before I do all that, I want to sell it to you at a special deal. And I'm only selling it to you because you're one of my favorite people. What constitutes you being my favorite people? Well, in business, my favorite people are those who pay me money. You've demonstrated this by paying me money in the past, and I like that, so I'm rewarding you for that effort by giving you the very best deal on this thing fresh out the gate before I roll it out. Number 6, if you earn it, then I'll hook up the deal. So we call this the scholarship model. We will sometimes allow people to earn a way to get a discount, if you will. And so it'll be, sell me on why I should give it to you. Do this, this, and this for me in terms of show me that you are going to be successful with this and that I should bet on you. And if they go out and they do those things, we will allocate, in some instances for some products, a finite number of scholarships. And so this is a way where people can jump through certain hoops to get discounts. We squeezed out hundreds of thousands of dollars of extra revenue. Not as much margin on these, mind you, right? But nonetheless, we've had customers then turn into very valuable future customers because they took the product, they valued it highly, they used it, they were successful with it. Number 7. Want to be my guinea pig? One of the greatest offers I've ever done was essentially along these lines. I don't know if it'll work or not. I think it'll work, but I can't say for sure. Would you like to be my guinea pig? Now, if it wins big like I think it could, oh my God, it's going to be a miracle for you. But if it loses and it falls flat on your face, can you stomach it? So in one instance, we had this offer where it's going to cost you at least $10,000 of your capital in addition to what you need to do to buy our product. Plus, it's going to cost you time. And I don't know if it'll work or not. We're looking for 15 people to try this out with. And I said, here are the people that I will take into the program, and here's the people I will turn away even if they have the money. And I laid it all out. And then I said, okay, you want to try it? And then just handpick the ones you think will be the best. Amongst these guinea pigs, it's going to be very hands-on for you. But now you can see what makes sense, what needs to be optimized over here, what will work over here. There's 3 instances that happen in one of these kind of campaigns that we run called the guinea pig. 1, it fails completely. And then you say, cool, everybody knew what they were getting into. We saved a year, maybe more, of product development, and we can move on to the next thing. Number 2, it succeeds wildly. And then you say, all bets are off. We're moving everything else out of the way to double down, triple down, quadruple down on this. And we know we got a winner, so we can do things that we otherwise couldn't do. Or the third scenario, it's not quite there yet, which is still fantastic because now you know the difference between where it is and where it needs to go. So you work on that and then you launch it back to the marketplace. And again, we've done this in tiered rollouts where I said, hey, listen, I want to be my guinea pig. We're taking on 10. We bring 10 in. it's pretty good. So I go back to the same audience and said, here was the results from the 10 that brought it in. I'm more likely to believe that this is the thing now, but I'm still not 100% convinced, so we're going to take on 20 more. We bring them in, we go back to the market and say, okay, now I'm convinced, here's what it is. And you'll be amazed at how many people want to be pioneers. And if you're reaching out 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people or more, there's 5 or 10 or 15 that would happily pay 10 times as much for that 10% more hands-on that you're going to work on with them with. Number 8, launch party. So once upon a time, we had this software called WP Enlighten that we were partners with. We went to the audience and we said, we're so happy to have this product finally done that we're going to throw a party to launch it. Now you can buy it, not buy it, I don't care, but I want you to attend the party. And I said, because we are so exhausted and so wore out in our delirium, we're doing a one-time special deal launch party, never repeated again at this price. We're insane. It's stupid how crazy good this deal is we're going to make to you. But regardless of whether you want it or not, come party with us. And so we were able to get people onto a web event that was literally hours upon hours of product demo after product demo. And we sold the lights out of that product. This was a continuity-based product. And so you just got to get them in and then let the software do the work. And so that's one of the reasons to use Scarcity in this instance, is to grab marketplace very fast, very quickly. Number 9, the product is flawed and I need to get rid of it. Around the year 2009, digital products hadn't totally taken over the marketplace yet. There was a lot of value in selling physical CDs and DVDs still. There was a script that you could download and program that would connect to PayPal. So when somebody bought your product in PayPal, it would send it to a print-on-demand company. That print-on-demand company would make it and then send it to the end user. It was in its early infancy. It's not like print-on-demand is today, and it was fraught with peril. And so I would have these products that were not properly printing, and they were flawed. Now, what was on the CD or the DVD was incredible. It did not affect the product itself. But I was able to run these limited quantity pressings of things that were flawed from a cosmetic standpoint and offer massive discounts on them, and people would snap them up like candy. Finally, number 10, I need some money to make it. So the pitch essentially goes like this. If I did this on my own, it would take 6 months in order to develop it and do it right. And then I'd sell it to you at the retail price. Option number 2 is if I can get X number of you to be founding clients and pay in advance, then I can get the thing done in a month. So if you're willing to pay up front and wait a month, you are gonna get a smoking hot deal. So there you go. That's the powerful ethical scarcity formula. Truth plus believability with 10 use cases. Take them, use them as you will. Let me know how it works for you in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.